Khoshla. Ladies and gentlemen, I sat with rapt attention all morning and listened to such macro perspectives of the subject at hand by various luminaries, each of whom have done a lot of deep thinking at national levels and are grappling with very large, countrywide, complex issues. I do not stand here as an expert that can talk at that level. However, I do wish to share another perspective of what a company, a corporate company, which is in a line of business, and how we are making a difference in our own way, where we control that ecosystem and we can make a difference there. And if you multiply like that across hundreds of companies that operate, maybe in our own way, we can supplement what the government and the governmental organizations and agencies are also doing. And of course, the two must collaborate, and there is a lot of work happening both at the Tata Group as well as in the country to make that happen. So this is a glimpse or a glance at Tata Global Beverages. We are a tea company, 75% tea, 20% coffee, and a little bit of water. We will talk about some of these programs that we do. I'm conscious about the time, so I'm going to move pretty fast. I cannot not start with what the founder of the Tata Group had to say, which guides all of us in all our companies, that in a free enterprise, the community is not just another stakeholder, but is, in fact, the very purpose of its existence. So we are all in various Tata companies, in various levels, we are always guided by this vision, and therefore, the focus of why we exist is always very clear to us. We happen to be the second largest tea company in the world, 330 million servings, brand presence in over 40 countries, 3,000 employees worldwide. We are a global company, but today I'm going to focus about our India play. Tata Tea started off as an Indian company, and we were a plantations company, decided to move up the value chain thereafter, though we still remain substantially invested in the tea plantation businesses as well as the coffee plantation business. But these are our branded products that we play with, just so that you're able to put in context when I'm talking about a few of the things that I am going to talk about. Our vision is to be the most admired natural beverages company in the world by making a big and lasting difference in tea, coffee, and water, guided by the purpose of focusing on creating magical beverage moments for consumers and an eternity of sustainable goodness for our communities. So that's contained pretty much upfront in our sites. We are committed to be the most admired, et cetera, but I think the operative words here are through sustainability and corporate social responsibility and community development, so that's really where the connect comes in. We, in our own way, are supporting sustainable livelihood opportunities for around 1 million people in our value chain. So through a program that we have been leaders in promoting called the Trustee, we are spreading sustainable agricultural practices to over 500,000 workers. These are in the tea plantation sector. And I'll talk a little bit about Trustee program, which is a multi-partner setup that is doing this, and Tata Global Beverages and Tata Group is one of the lead sponsors of this whole program. We are also one of the significant funding partners of the Improving Lives program that is run by UNICEF in the northeast of India. We talked about Northeast earlier in the morning. Yes, we are heavily committed to that area in terms of making a difference. So talk a little bit about it. Through our branded product distribution system, we have a very unique program called Gaon Chalo. In Gaon Chalo, we have a rural distribution system in which the last of the villages deep inside is being reached on cycle. And we've created a network of a distribution system partnering with NGOs, which has created livelihoods for rural people through almost 150,000 outlets in 375 districts of India. So that's another way in which we are saying we can make a difference in our own way. Of course, all of these also serve our commercial interest, but there is always a way in which you can marry the two. I talked about the associate plantation companies. They're directly 50,000 people is what that we look after. Similarly, we are very conscious of the overall challenges in the country, and of course, I dare to speak in front of Mr. Ramadurai, who's sitting here as a person who has led that movement at national level as well as at the Tata Group. Chairs the Tata Strive program, which we've been committed to creating skills across the country, the group I'm talking about. And almost 500,000 people is the target in the short run that we have taken in the group, with 50 directly owned training centers, 70 in which we are providing training, and we picked sectors, the group has picked sectors such as auto, IT, BPO, renewable energy, also QSR, quick service restaurant, retail. So Tata Global Beverages, because we have a joint venture with Starbucks, Starbucks US and Tata Global Beverages has jointly undertaken to build skill sets in the retail sector, in the QSR sector, and we've set up 2 skilling centers where Starbucks is bringing the training technology for how. So it's a different kind of employment opportunity we are creating, but that's what we are good at, and so we are doing our bit through that. I talked about Trusty. So this is in the tea communities, the tea part of the world, which is northeast of India and south of India. It's about creating a world's largest sustainability code for a single commodity in a single geography. It's a very ambitious program. We are transforming 500 million kgs of tea that is being produced, will be produced sustainably. And this code of certification that we have jointly worked on with IDH, which is a Dutch funding initiative, Tea Board of India, Hindustan Unilever is partnered with Tata, and we also have Rainforest Alliance, Solidaridad as the implementation partner, and Ethical Tea Partnership. So it's a huge program, and I believe we are creating a whole ecosystem for the tea plantation area where all the tea eventually, so right now we are about 45% of the total tea being produced. Our idea is to make this close to 600 million kg this year, and in the next 3 to 4 years, all the tea that's being produced should be sustainably produced. We are actually thereby touching a very unique set of, or a unique community that we call the tea tribes. These tea tribes of Assam are active tea garden workers and their dependents who reside in labor quarters that were built many decades back. There are almost 6 million of them, descendants of indentured laborers, deprived of their scheduled tribe rights prevalent in other parts of India, so they're pretty deprived in a certain sense. It is here that we are promoting this trustee program and thereby strengthening the ability of these tea tribes towards sustainable livelihood. These are some statistics of achievements to date. At national level may not look like significant numbers, but for us to be able to make a difference, we take great pride in what we are doing. This is the UNICEF program that I talked about. Here it is about empowering the girls, the adolescent girls, empowering them to, and you will hear something I'll just play. 35,000 girls have already been equipped with skills to reduce the risk of violence, abuse, exploitation, and we've set up 776 adolescent girls groups in 140 communities. They are being equipped with skills to inform children of their rights, create an environment where they are protected. We have 1,000 frontline staff trained on child protection issues to build trust between T communities and local agencies. Our partners, UNICEF, work closely with all levels of government in the Northeast. And the next phase of the program, we are scaling it up because we feel it's been so successful in the pilots that we had undertaken that we will now undertake more and more audacious coverage of communities. I don't want to speak much about it. I just want to show you a 1.5-minute video, which will speak for itself. If we can have that.
In Assam, the Ethical Tea Partnership and UNICEF are working together to help girls from tea gardens like Benita to understand their rights.
মোক বেছিভাগ সবতকৈ ভাল ফুটবল খেলি ভাল লাগে কাৰণ ফুটবল খেলিলে আমাৰ শৰীৰ ভাল থাকে তাৰ পাছত আমি এইটো বুজো যে ফুটবল খেলিলে এজনীত নোৱাৰা কাম মানে আমি সব 11 জনী হৈ কিনে মিলি কিনে কৰিলে মানে হেতু কৰিব পাৰিম এগুৰৰ কাৰণে
Access to sports for young girls is often limited in India, but through the Adolescent Girls Group, girls are given the chance to participate, which is changing perceptions in the estate.
মোৰ পৰিৱৰ্তন হৈছে মই আগতে গম পোৱা নাছিলো যে বাল্য বিবাহ মানে কি হিউ শ্ৰমিক মানে কি হিউ হৰবৰা মানে কি যত তেনেকুৱা লিখাটো চাইছিলো মানে এইটো কি এইটো মই বুজি পোৱা নাছিলো আৰু এইটো কৰিলে কি হয় এইবোৰ মই বুজি পোৱা নাছিলো যেতিয়াৰ পৰা মই ক্লাবত আহিলো তেতিয়া মেমহঁতৰ লগত লগ কৰি মেমহঁতক যেতিয়া আলোচনা কৰিছে তেতিয়া আমি গম পাইছো আৰু আমি লাইনত গৈ বেলেগকো বুজাই কিনে এতিয়া ড্ৰপ আউট ষ্টুডেণ্টক আমি স্কুল পঠাব পাৰিছো সেইকাৰণে আমি বহুত আনন্দিত আৰু এভিটাই নিছেপক বহুত ধন্যবাদ দিছো যে এইবোৰ আমাক শিকাই দিয়াৰ কাৰণে
The Adolescent Girls Group has also been raising awareness about the issues of child marriage and child trafficking on tea estates through education and peer support.
তার খেল ধরার ভিতরতে আমি আর বহুত গৌরব করু আর তাক ভাল পাও আর গাঁৱৰ মানুহ কেটাও ভাল পায় আর খেলতো ভালে আছে আর মানুহ কেটাও কয় যে গাঁৱৰ মানুহ যে ছোৱালীটো ভাল আছে ভাল হ'ব লাগে ভালকে পঢ়া শুনা কৰিব লাগে এনেকা কৰে তার কারণে আমিও গৌরব করি কিনি আর নিজৰ বিনীতাক আগবঢ়াই লৈছো আর যদিও এতিয়াও যদি আগবাঢ়িব তাক আমি যিমান লক্ষ্য তাৰ ইচ্ছা যিটো আছে সেইটো আমি পুৰা কৰিম
By helping children understand their rights, we can help keep them safe.
মই মোৰ বিয়ালৈ এইটোৱে ভাবিছো যেতিয়া মোৰ জীৱনৰ লক্ষ্য পূৰ হ'ব তেতিয়াহে মই মোৰ বিয়া হ'ম
Yeah, so I personally spent a few days in that area interacting with a lot of these adolescent girl groups, and I can't tell you what a difference just a simple thing like this can make. Just wanted to share that. So many of these things are a result of those kind of programs. I think the video says it all, so I'm not going to read these out. I mentioned Gaon Chalo. So this is another way in which, in the other part of our value chain and supply chain, we are also creating a lot of employment opportunities. These are some other associate companies of ours also in agri and plantation businesses. So across them, much more interesting work in this area is happening. And I mentioned that we are also participants in many Tata Group level programs that are also working in adjacent areas. And Shrishti is a very unique example in Munnar, which is where our South Indian plantations are, where we enable learning and economic opportunities for differently abled youth, and we are training to, we have through training and rehabilitation initiatives. If ever any of you get an opportunity to come to Munnar, happy Tata Global Beverages, Tata Tea will be happy to take you through some of the interesting work that is happening for the community out there that we do. We also run our own school, hospital, and small cottage industry, workshops in which community people participate, and we create some produce which we sell and supplement their income. So I mentioned Tata Strive, Starbucks. This is a skills program which is bolted on to the larger Tata Group program. Also in the group, we have an affirmative action, which Tata Global Beverages also embraces, and it helps. And we have set ourselves aggressive targets to provide employment when we recruit people to have, while we don't believe in a quota system, but in a self-regulatory manner, we set ourselves targets for employing underprivileged youth in different ways. And also we have in Assam another skill development center in Rauta, where we are also skilling a lot of the community people that I talked about. So I just thought I will give you that perspective that at a corporate company level, this is the kind of work a company does, and I hope we can multiply it across.